what do you do with Easter Saturday? I don't mean, what you're going to use your Saturday for. I mean, in terms of faith and observance of Easter traditions, what are you going to do with Easter Saturday? The Western Church refers to Easter Saturday as Holy Saturday, and there are a few traditions that churches observe, such as stripping the altar in the Anglican or the Catholic Church, or in some church traditions covering the altar in their church building with a black cloth. But what are we to make of Easter Saturday? What happens in the Bible on Easter Saturday? Well, there's actually only one reference in all four of the Gospels to Easter Saturday. And it's not about what Jesus was doing. It's not about any of his followers. It's actually about the Pharisees. In Matthew 27, we read this. The next day, on the Sabbath, the leading priests and Pharisees went to see Pilate. And they told him, "Sir, we remember what the deceiver once said while he was alive. After 3 days, I will rise from the dead. So we request that you seal the tomb until the third day, and this will prevent his disciples from coming and stealing his body and telling everyone he was raised from the dead. If that happens, we'll be worse off than we were at first." So Pilate said, "Take guards and secure it as well as you can." So they sealed the tomb and posted guards to protect it. The first thing that I notice in this is what they called Jesus. They called him the deceiver. Now that is typically a traditional name used for the devil. They give Jesus the same term as they would use to refer to the devil. They've mistaken the Son of God, God the Son, for someone completely different. The second thing is that they were fully aware of Jesus' prediction that he would rise from the dead. They knew he'd said he would come back. And so they took precautions, they took measures, every measure they could. And I don't think they took this for granted. I think, as Pilate said, they did everything they possibly could to seal that tomb and protect it against Jesus' disciples coming to take Jesus' body. And I think the third thing that I realise is, as I've already said, Jesus' disciples aren't mentioned in this passage, but we know what they were doing. From what we read on the day of the resurrection, they were either hiding, fearful of their lives, or they were actually leaving Jerusalem the following day. They were preparing to go, as in the case of those disciples that journeyed away to Emmaus. They were not thinking of or courageous enough to have thought about stealing Jesus' body anyway. But there's one thing that the Pharisees got right in this passage. It's in verse 64, and they say this: "If people think Jesus rose from the dead, we'll be worse off than we were at first." What are they saying? They're saying that if people believe that Jesus has risen from the dead, it will be even harder to suppress belief about him. And they were right. 2,000 years later, over a third of the world claims the name Christian, the title Christian, on the basis of the belief that Jesus did indeed rise from the dead. So today, on this Holy Saturday, when maybe we think about what Jesus was doing in death to set us free from evil, from sin, from guilt, on this Holy Saturday, I pray that you would look forward to the celebration that is coming tomorrow. On Easter Sunday, I pray that you would be ready to praise him, to glorify him with everything you've got, because tomorrow we gather, whether on site or online, to celebrate the resurrection of our risen King.